everyone, Cullen here. I love lawyers and welcome to the LHL Story Series. This morning, I'm sitting with a true legend, Hayder Shkara from Justice Family Lawyers. How are you, Hayder?
I'm feeling fantastic. Thanks for having me, Cullen.
No, thanks for coming to episode 2.
It's a privilege.
Oh, fantastic. So obviously, we had episode 1 with James D'Apici from Makinson D'Apici, and we thought we'd follow it up with, someone who needs no introduction. And obviously, you've had a luminous career so far, but also as an athlete as well. So we'll get into that. As on that note, I'd like to ask, if you were to describe your life, as we always do, in terms of film titles, what would they be and why?
My number one ultimate favourite movie is Gladiator.
Yeah, Maximus Decimus Meridius.
The scenes, the quotes, just that story of a man that's come from great heights, fallen, and then re-risen. It's really inspiring. So that's what I think I would hope one day to kind of achieve those levels.
The level of Gladiator.
Yeah, definitely. And I like to think of myself as a bit of a combatant, a bit of a fighter. So that's why I like to relate to it.
Are you not entertained?
Is this not why you are here?
Absolutely.
It is my ultimate dream one day to say that in open court.
No. I can just imagine that happening.
Yeah, I know. I just want to yell at the judge, "Are you not entertained?"
Now, obviously, I love some of your LinkedIn videos. It's of you training for the Olympics and whatnot. You were a 2016 Olympian in Taekwondo, is that right? I'd love to know more about that.
Well, I've been training in the sport for 20 years.
Wow.
2012, I tried to qualify for the Olympics. It didn't work out for me. I got to the final line and basically I wasn't able to cross it. So then I thought, you know what, I would go super hard for the next 4 years and aim for the 2016 Olympics. And I was able to achieve that goal of mine, which was fantastic, and went to the Olympics and managed to compete there, fought with the world's best, and I finished off 7th there. So no medal for Australia, but nevertheless, it was one of those things that I'll never forget. And I think it's taught me a lot about myself.
Okay.
It's helped me out with my career, and it's instilled a sense of discipline and drive within me that I think has transferred into my legal career.
Okay, well that's what was going to be my next question. What skills have you taken from Taekwondo and actually brought to your legal career, and which ones do you feel have really helped?
Believe it or not, I'd say the biggest skill that I've come away with is the ability to suffer certain defeats, take certain losses, and bounce back from them and learn from those mistakes. Learn from mistakes, grow from them, and not be disheartened by failing.
Failing forward, in a sense.
Basically, yeah. So, you look at Russell Crowe in Gladiator and he got everything taken away from him, but he's managed to use that and utilise it to grow and develop personally. And I think, that little metaphor there, it probably not to the same degree. Yeah,
family, career, identity. But
no, probably not to the same degree, but
it's a similar vein of
thought. A similar kind of philosophy, right? You get used to dealing with really tough situations. It's a combat sport, Taekwondo. I've been doing it my whole life. Look, you go through tough moments. You go through injuries. You go through, you lose fights. There's results that you are working towards that you don't achieve. But eventually you just become immune to that and you just say, okay, I'm just going to keep driving forward. And I think you need that type of resilience when moving forward into your legal career, because there's going to be a lot of speed bumps along the way.
And you have to have a tough skin, right? Like a thick skin, as it were.
Definitely. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, the next one I wanted to ask, and I know this is it's not Taekwondo, but it's similar. Like Bruce Lee once said, you must be shapeless, formless like water. You put it in the teacup, it becomes the teacup. You put it in the teapot, it becomes the teapot. Be like water, my friend.
Yeah.
Is there someone that's given you a piece of advice or a mentor that's really helped you in your Taekwondo or your legal career that has stood out?
Look, a lot of people have helped me along my journey. I like to read a lot.
Yes.
I like to get knowledge from people that have been through similar experiences.
Yes.
So I've read a lot of biographies, autobiographies. Some of my favourite stuff would be reading around other sports stars as well.
Yes.
Seeing what they've been through, and all of that adds up. Like a big idol of mine is Muhammad Ali.
Float like a butterfly,
sting like a bee.
Oh, it has to be.
Rumble, my friend, rumble. So, the stuff that he did, he endured, he persevered through, his mental state, his mental capacity, that's stuff that I really admire. And he's got his famous lines. He's a poet into his own. Yeah. He's an amazing character. And then later on to his career, he kind of settled down a lot and was very humble about his achievements. So it really resonates with me. So I'd say he's probably my number one idol.
Fantastic. And what I loved about Muhammad Ali in particular is that even before he was famous and big and good, he told everyone that he was the greatest.
Oh, yeah.
He believed
they couldn't shut him up.
No, he believed it himself.
Yeah.
And I remember there's a story that a little girl came up to him and said, "Why do you tell people all this when it's not actually true?" And he goes, "It's true for me.
Yeah.
And I believe it."
Yeah.
And, it's that chicken or the egg. Was he the greatest because he believed it, or was he always going to be the greatest because that was the...
I don't think it matters, does it?
Yeah.
It's one of those things, you're right, but it doesn't matter because his mental state is that strong, and that's what I admire. Just kind of, I'll get through whatever it is. And, he had so much self-belief. And it really goes to show the power of believing in yourself and how far you can get.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. My next question, this is one that was a bit interesting when I asked James Aperture the same question. If you were to describe your role in law to a 6-year-old, what would you say?
Well, I work in family law, so I think it'd be a little bit interesting to describe to a 6-year-old. I'd probably say something like, I'm helping mum and dad resolve some of their problems that they may have, and adults argue sometimes, and that's okay. And I'm just helping them to resolve what they're trying to do. Yeah, I think that's, in the simplest terms, what I'd say.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to help mum and dad.
I'm just trying to help people, move on with their lives so that they can both be happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Obviously, social media is a big thing right now, and obviously there's that dichotomy between work and play. If there's one thing, it doesn't have to be social media related, that you'd make compulsory in the office and that you'd ban in the office, what would it be?
Ban in the office. Okay. I think mobile phones are a massive distraction.
Okay.
So I would, if I could, which I just know I wouldn't be able to enforce, so there'd be no point in trying, I would say...
It's an unwritten rule.
Yeah, no mobile phones. Because, they're just buzzing. You get a notification from your Instagram, your LinkedIn, and there's a WhatsApp group and they're sending memes, and, it's so easy just to get distracted from your work.
It is.
And, in the legal field, you've got to be focused in. You've got to know, you've got to get in the zone, essentially, and phones just really help you get distracted.
They bring you out of that immersion, right?
That's right, yeah. And they satisfy that element of your human nature that just wants to be distracted and your mind bouncing in different places. So if there's anything that I could ban, it'd be phones, yeah.
Okay. And what would you make compulsory?
Getting to work on time.
So we're going to have a 7:15 special, everyone in the office.
That's it. I want everyone in work on time. It's one of those things that I wish I could do, but you know what? We've got to be a little bit flexible, I think.
Of course. Keep your mind open to everything and attached to nothing.
That's it.
And let people surprise you. Now, obviously, you're very healthy yourself. Keep fit.
I try, yeah.
If you could redesign the food pyramid with no dire consequences, what would it look like?
Redesign the food pyramid. I would probably eliminate meat from there, to be honest.
Oh, good. I'm a vegetarian as well, so thank you.
Well, I think it's, I think the food pyramid's a bit of a scam, to be honest.
Okay, that's good.
The stuff that they're putting on there and the amounts that you need, I just don't think it's necessary. What is it? What is it for meat? I think it's 2 servings of meat or something like that. 2
servings of meat, and I think you get your protein, right? That's the biggest.
That's ridiculous. I think about it. That is a lot of meat that's required. I think it's not sustainable. I think it's completely wrong. I'd also say, the amount of carbohydrates is also probably too much as well. For me, I don't eat breakfast.
So are you on the fasting thing at the moment?
Not strictly as per se, but I just think you don't require breakfast. So I try and merge my breakfast with my lunch, probably for some time-saving reasons, but also I think it's a lot easier to operate on a stomach that is a little bit tighter, I would say, as opposed to always trying to digest food.
Well, that's because the blood rushes to your stomach, right? To get.
That's right. Yeah,
They
you
say
can keep it up here, not in here.
They always said the best time to do an exam is when you haven't eaten and they've got the air conditioner cranked on to really cold.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
yeah,
get this right.
No, well,
same with work.
You got to be hungry for it, right?
Yeah, of course.
So when you're doing your work, you got to be hungry. That's
I like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good.
So you got to be hungry to achieve, and a little bit hungry in the stomach.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously, law is your profession, but fintech is becoming the big thing, and obviously apps. Everyone has a good app idea. What would be your great big app idea?
I'm not sure if I want to share this on the show.
Oh my goodness, we can put a censor or a blur up if it's something that we can't talk about.
I think I've got a great idea. I think it's going to be massive, but I just don't know how it would work.
Okay.
Do you want to know about it?
We'd love to know about it.
My idea is for a new social media platform, right?
Okay. I'm hearing you on FM.
But instead of it being a something that people post up on, it's an actual platform where you share basically your phone. So people can go through what you're texting, what your photos are, everything.
So it's like
so no privacy.
It's basically a hack, or not a hack. It's an app where I go, okay, I got Hayder's phone.
Yeah, you allow other people to just have a voyeur view into your life.
Far out. What a world we live in if that happened, right?
Yeah, and then basically it's kind of like you got people will just follow other people's phones.
I think that's great.
It's voyeuristic.
It's voyeuristic. It's voyeuristic, but also too with things like Facebook and LinkedIn to a certain extent. When people take a photo and post it, it's just taking a snapshot, but it might not be the truth, right? It's like a glamorized version. So you'd probably see the real person when you go into their phone.
Yeah,
I like it.
Or real person.
Or the real person behind them.
Once they've...
That's it.
But then they'll probably put their own spin on the person and, they'll might put things in place because they know people are watching them, right?
2020, Hayder's watching. The app is coming out. I want to finish on this one, Hayder, and it's one we always finish on the LHL Story series. When all is said and done, how would you like to be remembered?
That's an interesting one. Probably someone that, respects his peers, treats everyone equally, and, I don't have grand illusions of myself, and I don't expect there to be statues in my place. But
like a Rocky statue of Hayder.
I don't think anyone will remember it much, so I'm not too fussed. I'm happy to do what I'm doing, and if I can be remembered as someone that just did what he wanted to do, then I think that's a good thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a nice legacy to leave.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Hayder.
Cullen, it was an absolute pleasure. The pleasure was mine.
Oh, thank you so much. And again, we're going to come out with one of these every week. If you know someone who you think you'd want to know their story, please feel free to DM me. We're going to be continuing this series of real lawyers with real stories. And we'll see you next week, everyone. Thank you so much. Mate, well done. Well done. How do you think it went?
Man, fantastic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
What about you?
No, I really think it was good. A lot of thought into the questions. Well done.
Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Really natural, good flow. Bit of laughs, bit of a little bit serious.
I think that's the dichotomy, right?
Yeah.
And I think the question's like, we don't want the show to be about finance, and we don't want it to really be about too much. Like, law is important, but we want to get to know the person.
Yeah, just a bit.
Because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Right?
It was good.
Oh, fantastic, mate. All right, my friend. Thanks again.
Cullen.
Mate.
Fantastic.
Oh, it wasn't filming.